wish I knew this earlier on when I was like a freshman or sophomore, even in middle school. Not the first Christian boy you see is the guy God's calling you to marry. It just like shifted. The whole saving yourself for marriage, staying pure before marriage, being a virgin, kind of known as like that Jesus girl. This position has the best lighting. Hey guys! You're really welcome here. Those things are only intended to make you grow. That God loves you and you know that God has chosen you and created you for a purpose. Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a video all about the truth about being a Christian in high school. Thinking about this video, I wanted to just make a video where I was just like being real, being honest. Like, a lot of people see it as like so happy. A church is full of perfect people, and that is not the truth. A church is supposed to be a hospital for the broken, not a museum of perfect people. And I wanted to shed some light on that, and I wanted to be honest. I wanted to let all my Jesus-loving girls out there know too that, you know, you're not alone. I actually started my relationship with Jesus in high school. I was invited by a friend, and I went to their first ever youth event for the year 2018. January 13, 2018, that was the day that I genuinely started my relationship with Jesus, and that didn't mean just praying when it was convenient and not reading my Bible and just, you know, living my life the way I wanted to, but it was like, okay, Jesus, I open my heart up to you. Show me who you are, show me who you say I am, and yeah, I'm ready. I want to do this and I want to commit. I believe that I was either a junior or a senior in high school. And so I got to take a glimpse of what it was like. I was living for Jesus versus when I wasn't living for Jesus. And the thing is, when you change, your atmosphere and your environment changes as well. The places I was going to and hanging out and what interested me and what I was passionate about. I spent a lot more time in church. I spent a lot more time ministering. I was part of children's ministry. I even had a small group of girls that I would meet up with every single week, and throughout the week I'd meet up with them too, and it just like shifted. I want to say a disclaimer right now that I am not perfect. Not perfect. I still struggle. I still have my shortcomings, but the difference is I have Jesus. I have the strength to say no. I have the grace to carry me through. I don't want anybody thinking like, you know, I have it all figured out. I do not. I am 19 years old, and honestly, your Christian walk, it's not easy. The things that I used to struggle with before, I may not struggle with now, but there are new obstacles that come, and there are new things that God is me, and I want to like highlight that. Basically break down this into 5 points. First one is, not everyone will understand. When I became a Christian, I just felt like, wow, like it's me and you, Jesus. Like, I want to get to know you more. I want to read my Bible more. Like, my time, I wanted to seek him. Very childlike, which is what we should aim for as Christians, I think. I started doing that. I also started posting it on my stories, and I also started talking about it because honestly, if you have something you're super passionate about, you can't help but talk about it. And so when that happened, a lot of people were like, whoa, like, especially like close friends at the time. They were like you weren't like this before, or all about Jesus, like, you know, and I kind of known as like that Jesus girl, and not something to be ashamed of, but it is something that people refer you to as. And it just made me like, well, I mean, this is me. I mean, he changed my life. Realizes is not everyone is going to be as on fire as you are. And I'm not saying that God doesn't desire that they aren't. You actually can be an instrument that God uses so that they encounter Jesus. Not everyone around you is going to have the same mindset and perspective on your faith as you do, but that shouldn't affect you. Remember going into school and having only one friend that I could really just talk about the Bible without feeling like them looking at me being like, and to me that kind of made me sad, because it's like, wow, this is such a big part of my life. He changed my life so much. Like, why is this kind of like weird to talk about? Or why is this kind of like, oh, like, you know, you're talking about Jesus, like, let's talk about, you know, like this new thing that happened. Or it's important to know your surroundings, but not let your surroundings affect you and how strong you are in your faith. I don't want to say concept, because it isn't like just like an idea, but it's a commitment. But like the whole saving yourself for marriage, staying pure before marriage, being a virgin, I am saving myself for marriage, how much of a, you know, weird topic this was until I became Christian. Topics started like coming up, and then I got asked, and I was just like, yeah, I'm a virgin. Like, yeah, I'm saving myself for marriage. You know, I would get reactions like, what? Why? Like, are you sure? Like, the reason why I was doing it, it wasn't because like I felt like it, because there are gonna be times where you're tempted. There are gonna be opportunities that come where you could do, you know, what I wanna do. But I just made that decision before any opportunity came, and I was just like, God, I'm not doing this for man. I'm not doing this for me. I want to do this for you and my relationship with you. Just doing things the way that you designed them and created them to be in order. I'm not saying that if you have done that, I'm judging you or anything. I'm not saying that. For me, like, it was just like a decision that like I made right off the bat. It wasn't something that I thought about like so deeply into. It was just like, yeah, I want to do it this way. But ask me, I gotta be like, yeah, like, and I don't know why, but it kind of felt like I was almost like embarrassed, not really like the norm, I guess. But for me, it's like my Bible is my basis, and so I'm gonna do that. But I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, but that whether or not like the people that I invited to church would have my response that I had, wherein my life completely shifted. They were kind of just like, I'm good, or it was like, okay, at least I tried. Okay, like my job is to love, my job's to invite, my job's to reach out, and the rest is up to Jesus, because that invited me was used by God. But essentially what changed my heart was Jesus. The second point is, you'll get overwhelmed and easily distracted in high school. It's really easy to like be like, I have a lot of assignments to do, you know, I'm doing this, I'm applying for college, I feel like I am kind of like struggling here because of all the stuff that's going on. Is when I think that your faith is being put to the test, and that's when you have to really understand what are your priorities. Honestly, what I realize is it doesn't matter how much of work I have and how little work I have. When I make the center Jesus and when I put him first, the load is lighter, and I just feel better, more energy, and I feel more motivated. 3 is being known as the Jesus girl is good. Really want to touch on, just because as I mentioned in the first point, I was referred to as that. I was referred to as the Jesus girl. I was about prayer, and I was open about my faith, and I was open about the Bible. Like, it wasn't something that I was like trying to like hide or something. Christian among the group, or like even other just like terms that people refer to you because of your faith. That's not something that you should feel like ashamed about. Maybe I should dim down a bit, or maybe I should, you know, change, or like, is this like, why do I feel like I'm alone? Or being bold and being courageous, that's what God calls us to do. Times you're made fun of because of your faith. Those are all things that just prove that your faith is genuine, that your faith is real, because you stand by it no matter what anybody else says. It's not a bad thing for people to recognize that you are a Christian or you are a follower of Jesus. In fact, they're meant to recognize that. It's a good thing. There is the importance of community. Something I could talk about for days. Personally, for me, and I put like a standard on my friends. I don't put a standard on, you know, like, oh my gosh, you're not Christian, I'm not gonna hang out with you, I'm not gonna associate myself with you. I think that's wrong. I think that Jesus went to the lowest of the lowest places, and we're called to love everyone, and so that's what I follow. It is important to have those Jesus-centered relationships. It is important to have people that have the same mindset, have the same goal as me, because they also are keeping me on track. Not solely them, but they're helping me, and we're growing together. Designed for relationships. We were never meant to isolate or be alone. Times that you feel tempted, you're struggling with something, it's good to have someone like physically there that like you can talk to, that maybe has been through that situation before. God uses people to express how much of a difference it made. I was like one of the youngest in the group, so it's like I had like older sisters, and they were just giving me wisdom. They made me see like, oh my gosh, like it is possible. Like it is possible to remain pure before marriage. It is possible for me to dress in a way that glorifies God. Also having someone be like, hey, I know how you feel. I've been there. Let me just tell you like how I got through it or how God spoke to me. And it may not be the same for you as it is for me. It's possible for you to get through it. Another thing, not the first Christian boy you see is the guy God's calling you to marry. That's something I can make a whole nother video about in terms of being single. But I'll leave it at this, and this is quoting Mike Todd. You should totally watch his relationship goals series, but it's, you're only as good as you are in your togetherness as you are in your singleness. And so I'm gonna leave it at that. Number 5, and this is the last one, and that's school being your ministry. I will say that like that's something that I really like saw it as an opportunity as. Like you're not just placed in that high school with that group of people just for them to like bypass me. There, whatever the outcome is, for them to see that I love Jesus, and if I have the opportunity to invite them and show Jesus and talk about Jesus with them too. And so see your high school as that, see your friend group as that, as that's a place that God's placed you in for purpose. Start seeing that. Once you start seeing this time you're in this high school for purpose and for such a time as this, you'll start realizing there's greater purpose to why you are in high school. Like these are genuinely things that I learned and things that helped me, and I wish I knew this earlier on when I was like a freshman or sophomore, even in middle school. Down below, I'm gonna leave some scriptural references and scriptures that may encourage you, like things you're struggling with. I'm gonna leave scriptures down below, so make sure you guys check that out. Some truths about being a Christian in high school. I hope that you guys liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. If you like more videos like this, then comment down below which ones you'd like to see next. I'll talk to you guys really soon. Thank you guys so much for watching and staying for this long. Bye guys.